Evidence documentation video for case 2016 TAC 31323235. I am operating under a tip that there's something funky going on with the Santagram app, which is under the scope of a bug bounty program, which would allow me to go through the system looking for vulnerabilities or bugs, which may lead me to the kidnapper. Now, the first thing that I need to do is figure out which IPs are in scope, and I can ask specific IPs to the Oracle. However, there are a lot of possible IPs out there, and I don't want to just, spitfire a bunch of them at him. That'll just take way too long, and frankly, it's kind of boring. However, we do have a copy of the app already deconstructed on my computer, so I'm going to check that out. And if we remember from earlier, we found this app, the zip for this app, at a domain called North Pole Wonderland. And that also is the place where we've downloaded a couple of our files from, the Cranberry Pi image as an example. So I'm going to, first things first, attempt to just look for North Pole Wonderland domains inside of this app. So we're going to grep -r, we'll do an IR just in case, wonderland.com. Once again, that's grep, I don't care, case insensitive, and then everything this directory or below. So we don't actually have to specify a file after our search pattern. So, and there is what I would call a result. So here's a bunch of possible domain names, and we're going to take these one at a time and figure out what their IP addresses are. So if we look at analytics, I'm going to dig. Dig is a utility for doing DNS searches. NSLookup also works, but I prefer dig. So here is analytics, northpole.wonderland.com, and we have an IP address. We'll do ADS or ads next. Dig, and then we'll just paste that in there. We have another IP address. Things are looking good so far. And grab dev, dig dev, another IP address. Dungeon. Well, that's a weird name for a server. Dig. That IP address. So far we have two different subnets, or two different networks, probable networks. Who knows what their subnet masks are, but two different, vastly different IP ranges. And then EX, whatever that is, X handler, so maybe exceptions, I don't know. But here is a range of IP addresses that we can experiment with. And then of course, www, we can try that one too. Excellent. Now that we have these, we need to consult the Oracle. So the thing about the Oracle is that if we enter text, he'll treat it as a question. And that includes IP. If it's an IP address, he'll tell me if it's in scope. So let's get out our IP addresses. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that off to another screen. So this is analytics, and he says, yes, it is in scope. This is a good start. So that makes it likely that a lot of these will be in scope. He does warn us not to interfere with the host's production processing. Durbuster will not help us, and don't launch denial of service attacks. So that's good to know. So we'll paste the next one in there. Okay, that's the ads. That is in scope. The next one is dev, which is in scope. Dungeon is in scope, which is kind of worrying. I guess we'll figure out what that's all about a little bit later. The next one, the X handler, is in scope. And the last one, dub. Dub is in scope, but only for downloading files. No other attacks against this host or other deviant wiles. He's a poet. He probably knows it too. All right, well, that's those are the IP addresses to be getting along with. So I guess we'll start researching those.